Step outside and this is what I hear. Golly, that's our unit that's labeled for her. Good Lord, was that a terrible sound? I've never heard that before. Hello everyone, Christian here with Pipe Doctor Home Services. They've got a complaint of their first and second floor are good, but their third floor is going to do a 3-zone system. Let's hope it's nothing that I have to climb into an attic for. Hopefully maybe it's just something wrong with her thermostat's not sending signal, but I feel like it's either her zone board or her damper, because she says she sometimes gets air, and I don't think I've seen a thermostat only sometimes work. Not yet anyways, so we'll see. I'm gonna go back inside, head upstairs, and I'll see you guys when I get in there. Okay, so I turned it on for cooling, turn the temperature down. It's running. Zone 3 is calling. So I imagine this is the 3rd zone. Let's see. Good air coming out of the vents. Yeah, good air coming out of this vent here. Like very strong here. Very nice. About yeah, good air coming out of this one. Bathroom feels good. So far I don't feel anything wrong with any of them. I know that one back over that one in the hallway over there so far feels the, or in the bedroom over there, so far that one's the strongest. Yeah, I can feel air. Okay. Ooh, don't drop it. Yeah, this one feels good. And there should be one more. Yeah, very good. I think this one, that one by the stairs, and the one in that bedroom on the other side of this unit are the strongest 3, but all of them feel pretty good. Okay, we'll turn this thing off and on a couple times, see if anything changes. Okay, so I've turned it off and on a couple times now. Right now I believe I've got it off. I'm just waiting to see if it shuts off again, which it should do here in a minute or two. I just pulled it out to see if there was water in there. If it doesn't, I'm gonna start looking at I'll leave this zone off and turn the other ones on, and we'll see if any of them, if we have any issues with any of them. Oh, here we go. Okay, this one's turning off. It's gonna turn red or green. I think they'll all turn green. But this zone 3 here, there he goes. Okay, but zone 3 here seems to be working just fine. So I'll go turn the other ones on. We'll see if we have any problems. Okay, so I've got zone 2 calling right there, and out of these vents I get nothing. Nothing. I can feel the that might be the fan, but it's definitely not as strong as it was before. Like, I'm guessing whether or not I'm actually feeling anything out of that, so I'm comfortable saying nothing. It should be the same for all of them. They're all gonna be hooked up to the same zone. Nothing. We'll just make sure. Nothing. And nothing. But this room does feel warmer. Man, okay. So far. Overflow, okay. I think this is just a pass through or pass over, whatever you want to call it. Can't remember what it's called, but just going from there to there. She was complaining about it being this one dumping air out, but the only one I can feel the air dumping out of, if it's only one zone calling, is that one right there. I think that one just goes here to here and here to here. I think that's all it is, but all right. Shut this zone off and we'll do the next one. Okay. Hello. Good. Okay, so checked. Zone 2, that one was getting air. This one she says she usually keeps off because no one's ever down here. Let's see. I'm gonna head upstairs and we'll see if we get any air out of the third zone. All right, zone 1 is turned on. No, I'm not getting any air. Okay. I'll make sure I'm not getting any on the second zone either. And then head downstairs. All right, yeah, I'm getting air out of these vents too. It's not as strong as the ones on the first, or on zone 3 all the way up top, but I'm definitely getting air. It's good air. It's good air, nice cold air. I'll just stay here for a little bit. Okay. Now we'll just go through all of them, make sure. I'll turn them all on now instead and leave this one on, turn the other 2 on. We'll see if we get any problems that way. If not, then unfortunately her zone system seems to be working fine. So I'll just talk to her about how she's setting up her thermostats and make sure that the system's actually working properly outside of the outdoor unit. Okay, so I just finished up looking around inside. I step outside and this is what I hear. Golly, that's our unit. That's labeled for her. Good Lord, was that a terrible sound? I've never heard that before. I've never actually had that before. That's crazy. Okay. I'll open up this panel. We'll see what it looks like. Because when I was inside, I was getting a temperature split. It was like 22 when I got my thermometers in there, and then it seemed like the outdoor unit shut off, but I guess it didn't shut off. The compressor just stopped running and it just started making a terrible noise instead for some reason. But I'll get this panel off and we'll look inside here. Okay, so I've got the panel open. The capacitor, top of it, looks like it's just a little bit bubbled up, but the hard start here also doesn't look very good. I'm gonna check both of those in a moment. I also noticed this. I have no idea what this is, if this is like a valve to close off the liquid line for some reason when the unit's not calling for what reason, I don't know. But it's wired up, it looks like, to common and Y for the contactor. I don't know why. So if anyone knows, let me know. But got power disconnected. So I'm gonna check that capacitor now, and I'll check this hard start as well, because that doesn't look pretty. All right, so I checked both of these. Compressor side of the dual run capacitor was 11, and this one is rated for 88 to 108, and I got 85. So I'm gonna get new hard start and a new 70/5 dual run capacitor for this customer, and then we'll turn this thing back on, sit here for a couple minutes, make sure that doesn't happen again. All right, new 70/5 cap installed, along with a new 3.5 to 5 ton hard start kit with the relay. I think it says somewhere on here this side up or something. It does, yeah, right there. This side up. Make sure you put it that way. I think if you don't, it can sometimes get stuck, and then you end up wasting a hard start for fun. Wired up between common and hermetic on the capacitor. Plugged the harness back into the board. Contactors pulled back in. Checked the resistance for the contactor coil, reversing up coil. Both are good. So now we're gonna plug this thing back in. We'll see if we have any more problems. Hopefully not. Okay, it's not making that terrible noise anymore, but it wasn't when it first turned on earlier. So sit here for a little bit, and we'll watch it, make sure it doesn't do it again. All right, so while we're letting the thing run, check some amp draws. It's allowed to run 18.1 on the compressor and 1.4 on the fan motor. For fan motor, 1.1, 1.2, 1.1. And then for the compressor, 11. Okay, cool. Let this thing run for a little bit and we'll see what happens. Okay, well, the temperature split for this thing looks fine. 19.2. But this says my subcooling is like 25, which is crazy. It just superheats at 23, which some of these I usually see them around 20 anyways. And everything else will be fine. It's never really an issue for me if it's around 20. But it's only supposed to be 10 degree subcooling. I'm gonna get my gauges and I'll hook up my gauges to it and make sure it's not these probes that are the issue. I moved that probe on the liquid line around like all over the thing, before here, after there, and all over the place. No matter what I do, it's the same. So I'm gonna get my gauges, hook up the gauges to this thing, and then we'll see if it reads the same. And then if it doesn't read the same, then we'll probably look at maybe recovering some refrigerant and then see what happens. Okay, so it's reading the same. I can't remember if I recorded it or not, but my subcooling is at 22. Hooking up my gauges didn't do anything, so we're gonna grab a reclaim tank. I'll weigh the tank, then go reclaim some refrigerant, and then weigh it again, and we'll see how much I pulled out. Hopefully there's not a reason that someone overcharged it, like stopping something from freezing up, or if there's another issue. Hopefully someone was just wanting to get, so unfortunately, hopefully it's just someone was wanting to get a little bit extra money. Because I don't want to reclaim this and then tell her, you know, you got another problem. Okay, so got the tank hooked up, purged the lines. My gauges were reading the same thing that my probes were. So I've reclaimed some refrigerant. My saturation temperature is at 36, but it's not moved since I've been recovering. So this is just because the system's sucking in like, I think around 70 degree air. My tank weighed about 20.5 pounds, or 20 pounds, 5 ounces. I'll weigh it again. I did the scales in the van, but I'll weigh it again once I'm all done recovering. I did make sure, just in case, I did make sure I went upstairs, and first floor, second floor, third floor, they are all still calling, so it's not an issue of one of the zones stopped calling or anything like that. She said that another gentleman had come out to do a maintenance, and he said that there was a leak or something and he filled something up. I'm assuming she's talking about refrigerant. This sounds like anyways, it's the only thing I can think of. So I don't know if he just, I think I already said this, but if he just like wanted some extra money or something like that, if he gets paid for charge people for refrigerant, or if he's just a guy that does this by himself and wanted some more money covered or something, I don't know. But it looks like I'm about done. This is supposed to be at 10, and now I'm down from 22 to 25 at 13.8, 13.9. So I'm gonna keep going for a little bit, but it looks like once I'm done recovering, we should be fine. And this system's been running for a while now. The compressor hasn't shut back off or stopped pumping and started making a terrible sound. So we should be good on that. Amp draw for that only stopped at like 11.9. It went up to 12 and then it never went any higher, so I think that's good now. So like I said, we're just gonna sit here for a little bit, watch this as long as nothing else happens, and we'll be all good. Okay, it's been running for a little bit. Came down to 12, it's back up to 12.6, but I think this is where I'm gonna leave it. I just want to recover as little as possible for me to be okay with it. Now I am okay with it, so leave it. Unit's been working just fine. I'll get all these disconnected and we'll weigh the tank and we'll see how much exactly I pulled out of this unit here. See how much someone put in that they didn't need. Alright, so I zeroed the scale and it looks like I only recovered 1 pound and 1 ounce. Thought it would have been more than that. But whatever, doesn't matter. So 1 pound, 1 ounce, and their subcooling came down from like 22 to 25 down to 12.5, 12.6, something like that. Much more acceptable to me. But very nice, a lot better. Okay, so we're all done with this one. I just need to talk to the customer, and I can get out of here. Now on to the next one. If you live in Central Florida area and you want great service or maintenance and save as much money as you can, then you call that number right there, 407-375-1100. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.